The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Tuesday, the 12th day of September 2023. Wrong mic was up. It's Tuesday, the 12th day of September 2023. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals, and Lindos. I'm Jamel Hartman, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. And yes, as Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, folks, good morning, TDH. Let's smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. Yeah, if you can do that. So Mark actually teaches me a lot. If you hit the like button or the subscribe, the way it works with algorithms on YouTube, it helps you not get buried. So I don't know if you've watched Omar James' video on the flight, the Bermuda flight to Boston, around the inaugural flight. In his video, he says, hey, make sure you like it so it doesn't get buried. So that's why people like Mark would say that, so that the algorithms keep it up in your face. So keep that in mind. Traveling Trotty says, happy birthday, Jamel, and as well as Angeline Butler and Hadeline Swan says, happy birthday to my brother, Jamel. Thank you all for reminding me that I am getting wiser. Appreciate you very much. And today, folks, greetings to everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. We do have a good one today as we welcome Zuri Darrell coming on from Devonshire Colts. He's the president of Devonshire Colts. We're going to be discussing their 65-year celebration. The daily players will remember when. So since it's my birthday, whoever gets this right, I will personally give you a gift from me. So no, it's not going to be a picture of me. I know that's what you want. I'm not going to give any pictures of myself. No. But I will give you something that's not normally a gift. So stay tuned for that. The daily play, I'll give you a gift if you get it right. It's the only way you're going to win. Don't forget to subscribe. Do me one favor for my birthday, one gift. Just make sure you subscribe to the website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Thank you to Sister Sherry, old guy, catching her up. That's what she means. And Michelle White, thank you for the birthday wishes. Yes, young fella. Thank you. And Sheik Arena and Leroya, my sister. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you, Nana Pam. Oh, favorite grandson. You see that? That's right. Thank you. Really appreciate all your kind words. So let's jump into it, guys. We have a question this morning. As you noted, you all told me when I asked yesterday what schools did not reopen, and you said Heron Bay and was it Clearwater? Clearwater, I think you said. Heron Bay and Clearwater. And so we had a question on our Instagram yesterday, and the question was pretty much what should be done with the closed schools? So what should be done with the closed schools? And we got quite a few responses on our Instagram. So what should be done with the closed schools? Thank you, Deborah Painter and Manuela John, for the birthday wishes. Sean DeShield says, looking good for your age, bro. Happy birthday. Sancha Durham, happy birthday, Uncle Grump. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So let's go to Instagram. The question was, we got a lot of responses. Very interesting. So I have an opinion about many of the responses. I do. So again, the question: what should be done with the closed school buildings, right? And someone said turn them into apartments. I actually love that idea. I love that idea, turning closed school buildings into apartments if they're suitable for people to live in. Meaning, I know one of the schools that closed many years ago, people said it has asbestos or something like that, right? So I personally feel that turning them into apartments isn't a bad thing because it's revenue coming in, right? If government can underwrite renovating them, turning them into apartments and renting them, I think it's a good deal. Rent out the spaces for different businesses. There are so many different small businesses. Create like little shopping malls, right? I love that idea. Again, it's money coming into the government. It's revenue generating, right? And then we have renovate and reopen better schools. That one lost me a bit. It lost me a bit because I thought the idea was to close them because there's not enough space and they were going to renovate the schools that made sense that they were keeping. So that one lost me a bit. Someone said community centers run by parish councils. Sounds great. Where's the money coming from? Another person says create a cutting edge entertainment center on one of the properties. Could be revenue generating. That could be revenue generating. Someone said sell the property to a local church or charity. Okay, revenue for the government. I'm just saying though, there ain't many people left in many of the churches in Bermuda. The Anglican churches, you go by, it's like 3 people that's hanging on at 80-something years old, folks. I'm not trying to be rude, but there's not many people left in the churches to say that we need more churches. We're just not living in that space. Bermuda doesn't have that amount of people anymore, and young people are not swaying that way. So that was an interesting one. Someone said create a living Gombe museum. You know me, I'm a fan of that. Who pays for it is my question. Create a space for artists. No, artists need to create a space for themselves. I love you. I appreciate you. Sell the space to artists and let artists be their own bosses. So I'm for that, but it's not about the government doing it. It's about government selling and maybe giving them a grant and then going and doing it. Someone said use at least one for government funded seniors facility. Where's the money coming from? Another says fix them and use them for special needs children, one for blind, another for disabilities, ADHD. Sounds good. Again, where's the money? For autism, mentally challenged, keep them as schools so all of our kids can learn in their own way. And then someone else says, first of all, fully renovate and upgrade. So a lot of suggestions there. Again, question of the morning is what should be done with the closed school buildings? Personally, I think anything revenue generating is a good idea. So for me, I'm all for selling the properties, getting rid of them. I don't think government should be in the business of necessarily what they call it, real estate. I don't think that they should be in the business of tourism and hospitality, turning them into anything that they're going to be running and owning. I think government needs money. The first thing when we look at that, your government needs money. They need to generate revenue. Sell them. That would be my suggestion what to do with them. Thank you, Soundcat Place and Kathy Rogers and Mark Arthur C. Phillips for the birthday wishes. Charles H. Jeffers, appreciate you, good brother. Sonia Clark, appreciate you. Kathy Rogers says, I saw something recently which I think is an awesome idea called Insight Lifestyle, Insight Lifetime, simulated small town teaching skills to people facing different challenges. Look it up. Interesting. I will look that up. Thank you, Charmaine Richardson and Miss Carol Griffin, Miss Marjorie Patterson. Yes, Emily Gail Deal, really appreciate you for the birthday wishes. And thank you, Mad Dog. Mad Dog, he's a DJ these days, folks. You don't know. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. But no, I think government should sell the closed schools. That's my suggestion. I say we sell the closed schools. I do not believe that the government can fund all this stuff that sounds so great. I think it sounds awesome. I honestly do think it sounds awesome. I think it sounds nice to have different facilities for different things and different needs. I think it sounds, on the surface, well, but we've got to ask ourselves, where's that money coming from? Where is it going to be coming from? I do love the idea of, apartments, but no, sell the building to developers that then can create and have something in the contract where they have to build the apartments. But I don't think government should be the ones building it. I mean, the last time government tried to build affordable homes, you see how that turned out. Sean DeShield says, convert into shelters to assist with the growing homeless population. I say sell them and create policies and legislation that eliminates the homeless population, where the homeless population becomes the working population, where the working population becomes the community. Sorry, I just think a bit different. Michelle White says a school like Gilbert Institute is so close to Bermuda College. Maybe extend Bermuda College facilities. Benefit is that traffic can be redirected through Bermuda College roads. So is Gilbert one of the schools that's closing? See, I don't have the list. I knew I should have asked Maya for the list. So forgive me, folks. I forget which schools are closing, but I like the idea. It could always be an extension of Bermuda College, maybe the school of such and such. Now, keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I read that Bermuda College's enrollment has been, shrinking as well, right? So great ideas. My concern is that I think when it comes to stuff like this, we tend to think government should spend more money. And the truth is, government doesn't have more money to spend. Government needs to generate revenue. And my hope is that we can shift our thinking collectively to get to that space to understand that, hey, sell that. Now that's additional revenue that we can use toward some of the things that you all are suggesting. Hope that makes sense. Yes, Gilbert is up for closure, says Jackie Eve, and thank you for the birthday blessing. Sean Smith says, lease the building to the private sector. This way you keep the assets and earn positive cash flow. Well, I don't mind business to business, Sean. I have a problem with the real estate part where it's business to consumer. So like creating apartments and renting them to people. I think that I just don't trust government to do that. This part, I think part of the challenge, brother, is getting people who are going to bring businesses to Bermuda and rent the spaces. I think that's part of the challenge I have. Do we have the businesses coming to Bermuda right now? I mean, we had Big Brothers, Big Sisters have to move recently, Boucher, a lot of people's favorites. Maybe government could have rented out one of the schools to allow them to open up shop, right? I don't know. But we have a lot of closed schools. Well, we will have a lot of closed schools, buildings. And I'm not sure if there's been town halls or any consultation with the public as to what's going to be done with them. Charles H. Jeffs II, he says, for some, partner with an entrepreneur to provide senior day services. I like that. Others maybe move government departments out of rented buildings. Reducing expenses is a key component to a balanced budget. Charles, I remember in 2009 or 10, the then finance minister, Paula Cox, came under fire because the government, which was led by Dr. the Honorable Ewart Brown at the time, was trying to purchase, or it was rumored that they were going to purchase one of Sir John Swan's buildings for $25 million. And the idea that the government was saying at the time was to move all of government under one building. Long term, save money. Instead of paying rent, you just have it all under one building. And people were up in arms. So I see your point there. Actually makes sense when you think of that. Sean the Shield says revenue generating opportunities is always a good thing, but if the funds are mismanaged by government, what's the point? Well, Sean, I mean, that's no different in your idea earlier about homeless, right? Mismanaged funds don't discriminate. That can be for profit or non-profit. So I take your point, but it goes either way. I think the idea is that we absolutely need revenue generating ideas. The hope is that regardless of what the revenue generating idea is, that we'll have responsible, honest people. Okay, I'm sorry. We're expecting that of politicians. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. It's just not possible. I'm sorry. Laverne Tuckus agrees with Michelle. Move lifelong learning to Gilbert. Kathy Rogers says, in order to generate revenue, the buildings need repairing. It's a dog chase and tail situation. Private sector may need to assist government in this matter. No, Kathy. That's why, in order to generate revenue, just sell them. When you just sell as is, right? You don't have to spend money. So unfortunately, they will just have to sell some of them. Now, how it could work is if they sell some of the buildings, right? If government sells some of the buildings and then uses the revenue some of the revenue generated from the sold buildings to fix some of the other ones, then we can talk about generating revenue with current day assets. But no, they have to generate revenue by selling some of the assets that they have. That's what I think has to happen, right? So I don't know. This is an interesting one, folks, because I think what we don't want, and we see it happen in families all the time, right? What we see is homes becoming derelict because of whatever reason, and no one wins when that happens. We have enough reason not to trust government when it comes to what may happen with these buildings. What I will say is some old school buildings are being used for very good. You see some courses being taken place there. You see some churches in some places. So we know what's happening with some of the buildings that used to be schools. What kind of opportunities lie in wait for the upcoming closures? I just believe that the government, the way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about every last one of you. I'm thinking about the community, people, every kind of person on every level. Because every year, every February, March, that budget comes out. And everyone's like crossing the fingers and hoping and praying that the government doesn't increase their taxes. The way to reduce stuff like that is obviously immigration and more people. But if you can generate the revenue needed by selling off assets that maybe are not needed, then you don't have to tax the people. So that means you all could go and pay your $800 and $1,200 Balco bill. You have more money to do that. Sean DeShield says Spice Valley Middle School was closed and is now being rented out to churches and other businesses. Consequently, revenue-generated opportunities are indeed possible. That's exactly the example I was using just now when I said churches. Haven't been to that church recently. And that's the one I was using in my example just now without calling a name, Sean. So absolutely. But keep in mind, there were people when the people were able to use Spice Valley and it was being rented out. People were saying, but I thought it closed because of health reasons, right? So at least in this case, the government can be honest. Kathy Rogers says, oh, okay, that's smart. Must be your birthday. You got your thinking cap on. Don't happen every day, Kathy. Got to give me one day a year, right? Charles H. Jeffs II says, my fear is that 10 to 15 years after closure, many of these buildings will be sitting derelict. I hope I'm wrong. And that's why I want to have this conversation, Charles. That's exactly why we're having the conversation, because again, the last thing we want to see is any of these buildings become derelict. As they become derelict, they lose value. Right now, if I'm the government, I would be on the phone. I would be on the phone really trying to get realtors into the conversation. What's the value of this? What can we get up for it? What's the best we can do? This is prime real estate. Think about it, folks. Bermuda doesn't have much land. This is prime real estate. I mean, I'm not saying, Midtown Manhattan, but it's close to it. Anyway, enough for me. We've got a great guest coming up, Zuri Darrell, president of Devonshire Colts. They're celebrating 65 years. And, if you take anything away from me on this show is I'm a North Village boy, but I love our community clubs throughout Bermuda. I think our community clubs are the backbone of the very essence of Bermuda. Our community clubs play a key role in the development of young men, in particular, young Black men. I'm going to say this before Zuri comes on, and I'll probably say it after. No one thinks about what I'm about to say, but I want you to consider the information I'm saying. When I was growing up, everyone, whether you liked football or not, had a community club. And then the schools, the Solstices and Warwick Academies, they started having their own football teams enter the BFA leagues. And then the non-Black community clubs started taking away our best coaches. See a similarity here? And the players. And it's easy to say, well, the Black clubs weren't being run well. We have so many social issues in Bermuda, and we never, ever, ever think about how it was done, how the operation went forward, the role of breaking the very community clubs that supported our communities and the young Black men in Bermuda who were reporting on a regular basis are involved in violence and social issues, road fatalities, and the like. There's a correlation here. We always say, oh, it's no Sunday school, no church, but we never, ever say our community clubs. That's what kept us going. So I'm looking forward to talking to Zuri and celebrating 65 years, even though it's Devonshire Colts, it's not North Village. We'll give the orange and black some love today, folks. Let's get through news break with Maya Palacio first. And I wonder what Maya thinks about the schools. She don't seem like radical, like she'll say, let's burn those things down. I don't think she's going to say that. Let's bring her in.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, Maya. How are you?
Good, good. I don't think I would say that I burned the schools down either. I don't think
Okay.
that's my personality.
Okay. No, it's somebody else I was talking to the other day. Burn that stuff down. I was like, oh, okay. That's what we want. Okay. Yeah. What did you do? Like, what's your thoughts as a young person? I know you heard what I said about the artist thing, right?
Yes, I heard what you said about the artist thing, and yes, I agree to that as well. To build something on your own and not have something that's governed for you, especially for artists, that takes away a lot of creativity, a lot of freedom there. So no, I wouldn't actually have that institution made for artists unless the artists themselves want to buy the building, like things like that. Sure, but nothing that is literally governed over you. Don't do that. My personal opinion, but I think it was mentioned, and I had the idea, sort of like what they are doing right now with the TN Tatum building. It's just like a lot of businesses are being like rented out in that space, in those type of spaces right now. So seems to be profitable, seems to be going on well. I mean, I go there a lot to go to Hidden Treasures, and I know that the boxing stuff is up there too as well for like Nicky Bascom and things like that with his team. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good way that things are working out. It would be good to like hear from them though and see how that's working out, just to see if we could follow that same blueprint. I mean, they've already started doing something there. So might as well see if that's something that people could continue and businesses can have a space to operate out of.
Yeah, I just think we have so many creative people in Bermuda. You and I talk often, and it's just like, if they feel like, and it's not people waiting on anyone to give them anything. Let's be clear. I think sometimes we think like, oh, people are just waiting on people. No, there's so much red tape. There's so many hoops. There's so many things, obstacles, right? And I just think people just need a seat the opportunities a bit more clear rather than the red tape. And I think personally that I'm looking at the positives. I know a lot of people are like, oh, closing this school, closing that school. This conversation was meant to highlight the positives. Like there may be like light on the other side of this. And to me, it could be the best thing that's ever happened for many people in the creative spaces, people who are looking to, affordable rents. I just think the opportunities are endless if government does something that benefits the people. So that my hope is that this conversation can lead to some great things for the community.
Yeah, and like you said, there haven't been many town hall meetings about, what are they going to do with these buildings. No, that has not happened in a town hall meeting. Truthfully, I haven't heard about a town hall meeting for the education system or just the schools in a while. So things need to be picking up some more, especially since the start of the school year has started. As you think about all these buildings and what they're going to do with them, and the schools up in the East End that had all that trouble there in the primaries, and even the West End still waiting on deliberations for that. So it's a lot to still continue on with, and we're going to talk about it in the news break too.
Consultation, Maya. Consultation's done.
Consultation. That's mainly what all the people ask for, the parents or the teachers, everyone in the community, just talk to us. That's been like the biggest stressor throughout any town hall meeting that they've been having, and any feedback that anyone who's there has been giving. It's just talk to us. Let us be a part of these decisions. And that's like the main focus right now.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Daily Hour Newsbreak, brought to you by the amazing people at People's Pharmacy. Starting up the news this morning, the story from the Royal Gazette this morning, it says a man who killed a motorist after recklessly driving an unlicensed and uninsured motorcycle has been jailed for 18 months. Christian Souza Matthias, 24, was handed the sentence yesterday after he pleaded guilty to causing the death of Alan Trott, 46, through reckless driving and by riding an uninsured vehicle. Hussein Judge Sade Suwar Williams, who gave her ruling during a 20-minute Supreme Court hearing, reminded Souza Matthias that he was at a point in his life to make better choices.
I don't want to see anyone going to prison, but I don't want to hear of anyone losing their life because of the irresponsible behavior of another. I always hope that things like this, others will learn from, Maya, and that people will take it seriously.
Yes, definitely.
Let them lessons from this, folks, please.
And Court General will read the full story. But yes, and still sincerest condolences to Mr. Alan Trott's family.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next news this morning, as we continue talking about the weather and Hurricane Lee as it approaches Bermuda. As I mentioned, this was the forecast from now 4 days ago. But the Emergency Measures Organization executives met this morning to assess the impact of Bermuda. That was yesterday morning from Hurricane Lee, which is on track toward our general area later this week. According to Bermuda Weather Service, Hurricane Lee is a potential threat to Bermuda and is anticipated to pass by the west of the island on Friday morning. Although precise wind timings are currently uncertain, residents and visitors of Bermuda should brace themselves for a range of weather-related effects from Thursday through to Friday. These effects may encompass sustained tropical storm forces, winds of 50 knots, accompanied by gusts ranging between 65 and 70 knots, hazardous surfing conditions, swells, rip currents, turbulent seas, heavy showers, and the potential for thunderstorms as well.
I'm just happy that it seems the model has taken it a bit further away from Bermuda than originally. And it seems like it's dropped because, last week they made this seem like the monster of all monsters, perfect storm. I was concerned. And, I just do hope that it actually, what they call it, a fish storm. I hope it's a fish storm, if anything.
I never heard that term before.
Yeah, I think, is it fish storm, folks, where it just stays out to sea and dissipates? Yeah, I think it's called fish. Yeah. I'll look it up. You help me out, the audience. I think that's what it's called.
All right, moving on to the next story. We continue talking about the schools. These two stories came from TNN and also the Bermuda Broadcasting Company. It's the images there. You may have read these stories before. There were TNN Bermuda Parish Primary not ready, students being bussed out on educational field trips. So TNN actually got a quote from a parent that was there, but the statements in the article says many parents were left seething in their anger after discovering they had been provided a false narrative of hope and that these little, quote, field trips would be the order for their children for several days. So one parent echoing the statement said that the sad part about this is that we didn't know about it. As such, the students are to spend time at various locations offsite, including the botanical gardens, bit of pond, and other so-called educational locations. The field trips will involve the entire school body of 100 plus pupils and presumably teachers from P1 to P6. That was in the article from TNN. And then Bermuda Broadcasting Company got a statement as well from the Minister of Education, which said, quote, while we are proud of the work undertaken to open our parish primary schools, we must be cognizant that this has been a mammoth task. Per the collective bargaining agreement, we wanted to have classes ready for our teachers to decorate. Unfortunately, the rooms were not ready in time. After discussion with the Bermuda Union of Teachers and the staff at Purvis, it was agreed that they would be given time this week to decorate their room to be ready for students. At no time was there any heavy construction or renovation being undertaken at the schools that would prevent students from being in the classrooms. This issue has arisen because the rooms need to be decorated by teachers, and they've asked that their collective bargaining agreement be adhered to. So those were the comments there.
You know, you can't. We were kind of talking about education earlier, and they can't avoid drama, huh? That man, you all can't avoid drama. But you know, I think the disappointing thing for me is I say this throughout the West End situation, East End, just the overall reform. Let's just keep the students top of mind. My initial thought was, why not do the homeschooling thing? And then I was like, but the parents, they need parents at home to do that, right? So, yeah, it's easy fix. Let's communicate real quickly, Maya. I just want to go back. I was right. Charles H. Jefferson II said, fish storm, plural fish storms, a storm, particularly a hurricane or a tropical storm, which turns out in the open Atlantic or Pacific and poses no threat. So yes, I hope it's a fish storm and doesn't pose any threat to land. See, I remember something from geography when I was young.
Well, check you. I will say that there's any teachers out there because, I mean, understandably, decorating a classroom is a pretty like memorable task for teachers. Like my mom's a teacher, my father was a teacher as well most of their life, but I never saw that as the reason not to have students in the classroom if you hadn't finished decorating. But I would love to hear from any teacher out there, any person who's spoken to any of the teachers that work at private primary school about, you know, the decision as well.
Get at us, educators. Get at us.
Moving on to some sports, I know we don't talk about rowing a lot, but we have a Bermudian out there right now who's in the World Rowing Championships for 2023 in Siberia. Name is Dara Elizada. Hope I pronounced that right. But on day one, they finished fourth in the heat for the men's singles, clocking 7:07:52. He said, quote, my first international regatta since Tokyo and a stark reminder of the quality at this level. An incredibly productive day of racing to springboard the next 12 months. A massive shout out to everyone who has supported me and continued to step up when needed. Being a smaller country on the world stage can often be a challenge, but even after 14 years, the rowing community always finds a way to surprise me with generosity and goodwill.
You know, I'm always fascinated when you share these sports stories. I'm just like, could have been me, but I didn't keep it up. Yeah, I'm joking. No, props to him. I love to see our athletes, little small Bermuda producing such athletes. So congratulations.
Yes, big up. Congratulations. And of course, you know, me too. If I didn't get the ACL surgery, Jamal, I mean, yeah. I would have been dunking on you. I would have been dunking on you in this basketball competition. Don't get me wrong.
I can't wait. All right, cool.
And my final story for today, a couple of years ago on this day, a very important person was born. And a lot of people want to thank them for, you know, just being a good person.
Hartman, my boy for life. Wish you nothing but the best on your birthday. Continue doing what you do and have a great day.
Hey Jamal, happy birthday, man. Another year older, another year wiser, another inch taller. Oh, no inch? Oh, you stay the same height? Okay.
Uncle Grump, in the words of Maddox. Just want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. How old are you? 50? What? No, I'm just joking. Just want to thank you for everything that you do for us and the show. I mean, the commitment that you have to the show is like mind-boggling.
Happy birthday, Jamal, or Melly, or Jamal, or happy birthday, Jamel, and have a wonderful, wonderful birthday and all the best wishes. See, that's still nice to you.
Happy birthday to our favorite Daily Hour host, Jamel Hartman.
Happy birthday, Uncle. We love you.
Surprise! I knew you weren't expecting a video from me, but happy birthday, Jamal. I hope you have an awesome day.
Good morning. This is Mama Patterson stopping by to say happy birthday, Jamal. Have a great day.
Happy birthday, Jamel. This is from Auntie Karen, wishing you nothing but love, peace, and happiness. Happy birthday to ya.
you, I don't know how you all pull that off, boy. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know how you, boy. Man, you guys, seriously appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'm getting older, and yeah, no, seriously, I didn't see that come. And it's interesting because everyone's got a nickname for me: Grumpy, Short Guy. Phil, that inch thing. I thought we were cool, though. I don't know about that one, bro. But no, thank you all. I appreciate it. And yeah, I will share a video later with many of you in there. And my message to you is one of gratitude. So thank you to everyone that continues to support myself individually and all of us collectively in the work that we do. So appreciate you very much. And Maya, let me just do the days of the year so I could go get me a little towel to wipe the sweat down, right? So interestingly enough, today my birthday, the day of the year is Day of Encouragement. And Day of Encouragement, just the history of it is humans have a tendency to get discouraged when things get tough. Perhaps a lost job, broken relationship, a disappointing test score, or just a rainy day can tend to keep people from focusing on the joys in life. Day of Encouragement was meant to promote a sense of encouragement between people in the local neighborhoods and all over the world. So how can we celebrate this? Well, do what my colleagues and my friends and my family just did for me. Just encourage someone or share with someone on WhatsApp or social media an encouraging quote that speaks to you today. So on my birthday, it's Encouragement Day. Enjoy it. Maya, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks so much. All right, folks, do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you so much, Talbot and Jamaica, for the birthday wishes. We're going to take a quick break. Come back. We're having a conversation with President of Devonshire Colts, Zuri Darrell, right after this. Stick with us. Oh, don't forget, I'm giving away a gift on my birthday for whoever gets the daily play correct, too. Very easy one.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Don't forget, I'm going to give you first person on my screen who answers today's daily play correctly will get a very special birthday prize from me. All right, so stick with us. We're going to have a conversation with the president of Devonshire Colts right now, Zuri Darrell. And as I stated earlier, our community clubs are the backbone of our community. We're celebrating 65 years of Devonshire Colts. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Zuri. Calm down. He's a Devonshire Colts guy. Calm down. It's not North Village. Morning, good brother. How are you? Oh, I think we're having audio challenges. How did that happen? Are you able to take out your AirPods and just use? Yeah, that might be. I think that's the challenge. Apologies, folks. Live, it happens. We should be good now, and then we'll just have to take him off mute, and he should be good. Can you hear me, Zuri?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. We are good. We are good. Thank you for joining us, and such short notice. We just came up with this conversation yesterday, but just give the audience an idea of how you've been president for how long, and how has the club evolved under your watch, and how do you hope to grow it during your tenure?
Sure. Yeah, I've been president for the last 2 years, and we're just looking to continue to impact the community as much as possible. We're growing our youth program. We have two teams in each of the youth age groups, teams in the children's age groups, and just looking to increase the breadth of the program and then serve more people. So that's how we're growing the program, and to reach out as much as possible, maybe even branch out to different activities, different sports, netball, things like that, but touching as many people as possible.
I mean, when I was in Bermuda 2007 to 10, I was very much involved in my community club, not to the extent of being president, which is a great undertaking. So I commend you on doing that. But why do you think, I have my theories from my own club, but why is it so important for the community to know the history of our sports clubs and organizations?
It's really important to know your history, because in order to, like they say, in order to know where you're going, you need to know where you come from. And, a lot of people sacrificed a lot of things back in the early days for community clubs like Devonshire Colts. So if you don't understand that and the struggles that they faced, it kind of clouds the reasoning why we move forward. So once you understand what happened, what was going on in those times, 65 years ago was a while ago. And, times were a lot different. So once you can understand the struggles they faced, the roadblocks that they had to overcome to even just play football and to organize themselves, it's really important. So that's the reason it's important. And we want to showcase that.
Indeed. And I'm excited, because what I read in the press release is that, folks, Devonshire Colts are releasing a documentary, right? Now, if you don't know me, I love documentaries more than anything. I don't get to watch them as much as I would love to, but documentaries, it's pretty much what they say. They're documenting things over a period of time. But where did the idea for a documentary come from, and what can we expect to see in it?
So the idea came from our committee, our group. So there have been some previous documentaries. I remember I saw a documentary on the Barclay Institute a couple of years back, and that was very good. And, given in my presidency, I wanted to leave an impact around the legacy of the club. And sadly, I've had to give tributes in some of the homegrown services, some of our founders recently. And so to document that and to kind of catch as many people as we can at this point in our history, it's important that we go forward and see that. So, it's a great, thanks to, the Department of Culture, the Arts Council, Zion International. We have a documentary that's airing. The release is on the 23rd of September, Saturday, at Ruth Seton James at 7 p.m. It was scheduled for this week, Saturday, but we've pushed it because of the impending storm. So, yeah.
All right. Folks in the audience, just let us know what's your, I keep saying our community clubs are the backbone, the foundation of our community. who's your community club audience? Let us know, who are you? Are you Devonshire Colts? Are you Noah Village? Somerset Cricket Club, Devonshire Rec, Devonshire Cougars?
And everyone's invited. Doesn't matter what club you're from.
Everybody's invited to this. Where your colors bright. But let's talk about the upcoming anniversary. Like, how are we celebrating the entire anniversary? Because 65 years is big.
Yes, absolutely. So we have two main events at the beginning and the end. So we're kicking it off with the documentary series. So the documentary, as I mentioned, is on the 23rd of this month at Ruth Seton James, and then we're going to have a Legends match on the 24th at National Stadium at 1 o'clock. We're going to have a boot drive on the Monday. We're going to have a Throwback Thursday, Wear Your Colors Day on Friday, and then we're ending it, or the finale is our gala banquet. So black tie banquet, we're for Touch of Orange, we're saying on September 30th at Hamilton Princess at 6:30 is cocktail, 7:30 is dinner. So September 30th, Hamilton Princess, the gala banquet. And so this year we're going to we wanted to honor important people of the club. Firstly, we want to remember our founders. Like I said, the people that were part of the first team of Devonshire Colts, to remember that they're recognized. Some of them are not with us anymore. Some of them are still with us, and they're going to be in attendance. So we want to recognize them and make sure that they're remembered for their contributions. But also, in particular, we're recognizing some of our long-serving members, in particular, our long-serving coaches. So we're going to recognize them, give them awards at our banquet. And so, in particular, Colts is a club about coaches. And if you talk to many of the people that have played with Devonshire Colts, the reason that they played and the reason that they grew is because of the impact of the coaches. I can remember playing for many coaches that have had a huge impact in my life that, when I see them today, it's still like, yes, coach, I remember you, and I tell them what I'm doing. And, a coach is a mentor, is a father figure, is a friend, and they do a lot for the club. They do a lot for young youth. And I don't think that they're recognized enough. And, we have some coaches that have been coaching and giving back to this community for 25 plus years with no acts for any reward other than, the satisfaction of seeing the young boys grow up well. So, it's important that we recognize that and put them highlight them to make sure that we can continue to do the work that community clubs, and in particular Devonshire Colts, has been doing for years.
And Zuri, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but you're making a lot of points that I absolutely agree with about the coaches. I remember when I was young, everybody came to school bragging about my coach is the best. Seriously, like the guys, because I went to Prospect, so a lot of the guys played for Devonshire Colts, and because Cougars didn't have a team back then in youth, and the late Nelson Bascom was the coach of Colts, and he's got, Coach Bascom's better than Coach this, and I'm just like, it was something that you probably just don't see today. Children bragging about their coach the way that we did back then. I wouldn't know, but I'm glad you said that, because coaches in my time when I was young played such a significant role, and it's something why I say that sports clubs is more than just football or the sport, but it was that community aspect. I was lucky enough to be coached by one of my uncles for the majority of my time, but speak to like the, times have evolved, right? What do you look for in coaches nowadays? Like, is there, I know there was a time where they had to be, had to pass a certification and so on, but are you looking for specific people? Are there opportunities for people to join and volunteer and offer their time and assistance to Devonshire Colts?
Absolutely. So we're looking for commitment and the will to help young men. So, we're always looking for hands, always looking for people to give back to the club and help. And part of being a coach is, we will put you into, we will get you CPR certified, SCAR certified, enroll you into the coaching certification courses, which is now a requirement by the BFA. So all of that is part of our program, and if you sign on as a coach, but we're just looking for hands that are committed and have the same vision of helping young men to kind of push them forward.
Alrighty. And Karen Simmons, she says, my late father-in-law was one of the founding members of Devonshire Colts football team, Calvin Bumps Simmons. So We've got some Devonshire Colts in the crowd, and it looks like we've got some zebras out there. Sorry, we've got some zebras. Obviously, villages.
Oh, welcome.
You're all welcome, Papas. You're welcome. You're welcome. We've got a lot of zebras in the house. Some Cricket Club, MVCC. We've got some Colts, and we've got Renee Simmons also, coach, best coach of all times, Donald Dick Dane. So I know you mentioned how you're going to be honoring them. Is there a guest speaker, like someone who will be? I don't know if you mentioned. I missed that. Like someone.
So no, we've opted not to have a guest speaker this year in particular because we want to specifically focus on our awardees. So
Gotcha.
we're gonna have we have 4 awardees, and we also have some moments of reflection that's important. So we're gonna talk about different parts in the history, and different key members of the club gonna kind of give some reflections around what they remember of the club. But we didn't want to hang our hat on hopefully just having one person give the information. Devonshire Colts is a community, we're a family, and we want to honor those people that have provided for the club over a long term of years. So we want everyone to come and join in. Just a touch of orange. You don't have to wear all orange, but just a touch of orange is what we ask to wear to the gala on September 30th at Hamilton Princess.
Don't you all show up in your village, Somerset and Zebras colors. Be respectful. Where can people learn more and purchase tickets if they're interested?
So gpass.bm, you can buy all the tickets for the documentary, which is on the 23rd, and the gala banquet, which is on the 30th. If you have any questions, you can also email president@devonshirecolts.com. And all the information is out there. And please join us.
Alrighty. One quick question. Anthony Pete says, with the clubs, do you have a structure in which you reach in and partner with neighboring schools?
Yes. So obviously we're based in Devonshire area. So we part of our youth program trains at the Whitney Institute. So, we partner with them and a lot of the neighboring schools in the Devonshire Smiths Parish area. and so, yeah, we're trying to grow that relationship as much as possible. As of course, the kids come from those schools all in that area.
All righty. Zuri, thank you so much. Short notice, but folks, if you can get out support, as I stated, our community clubs are a part of us. Keep us posted. Let us know how we can share the documentary. Definitely think it's something that people need to know, regardless of club, just the importance of each and every one of our clubs that have an impact in our community. So thank you so much, and have a great one.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Zuri Darrell, folks, if you appreciate the conversation, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Do not go anywhere. I'm giving something away after the break if you get the answer correctly first on my screen. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Sorry.
Ordering from ER Fisheries has just gotten simpler. With just a few clicks of a button, you can place an order for next day delivery or same day pickup. Our ever-expanding list of offerings now include grocery pantry items, specialty meats, and bread and dairy items. We know things have been hard, and we're here to make planning for your next meal or party easy. Whether you're a vegetarian or a meat eater, we have what you're looking for. And best of all, it can be delivered to your door in 24 hours or less. Go to www.erfisheries.bm and check out our wide range of seafood, beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fruits, vegetables, and plant-based products, all available at reasonable prices. That's www.erfisheries.bm.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Zuri Darrell. Folks, if you appreciated today's conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a daily basis. So it's time for Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia. But I can't find my oh, here it is. I couldn't find the oh, no, here it is. Okay, here we go. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience, are you ready? You're ready. Okay. So what I'm going to give you today, the winner will get 4 different prizes. You will get a $25 gift voucher to People's Pharmacy. You will get a $25 voucher to Medical House. You will get a $25 voucher to Lindo's, and you will get a $25 voucher to the BAC group of companies, courtesy of myself. All right? So it's very easy. If you've been watching this show this week, you will know the answer to this question. Consistency is key. So remember when. Here we go. First answer that shows up on my side of the screen will win. In what year did Serena Williams win her first major? Wow, no one got it yet. It's not 1997. It's not 2001. Come on, Google somebody. Stacey Ann Brown showed up first on my side. 1999 is the answer. So on September 11th, 1999, Serena Williams won her first Grand Slam tournament, defeating Martina Hingis to win the women's singles tennis title at the 1999 US Open. It was her first of 23 major single titles and the first of 6 US Open titles. So 1999 it was. Stacey Ann Brown, you will collect all 4, and you can send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com to collect your winnings. Thank you everyone for participating. Unfortunately, our guest for today couldn't make it, and I said to Shanta, Zuri had reached out to come on the show, and I said, look, offer him today. If he's not able, I'm not working on my birthday. I'll take the day off. But I am happy that we did a show. Always a pleasure waking up. It's not easy sometimes, especially trying to run 2 miles every morning in this humidity, but grateful to spend time with you even on a day like this. And I will share a video later today expressing my gratitude to all of you for what you do for me. I don't take it for granted. So I appreciate you very much for what you do as far as your support. So do me a favor. Do not forget. Well, let's wrap it up for us. As far as the school buildings, please, I encourage you, every last one of you, to really just give it some thought. Give some thought to how we can make sure that these buildings, as I think Charles Jefferson said, don't become derelict. Let's make sure that we get something out of them. Let's make sure that it's not something, an easy out where it's just more debt and more problems in the end. So my hope is that we can continue having conversations about what to do with the closed school buildings. Again, maybe there's some town halls that will come. I don't know. As far as the conversation with Zuri, as stated already, our community clubs are us. Let's get out, support our community clubs, and let's make sure that they stay powerful in our community, that they exist as long as we do. Go celebrate Devonshire Colts and be kind. Don't wear your red and white. I know it's hard, but put a little orange. Halloween's coming up next month anyway. All right, time for the ER Fisheries and Foods quote of the day, daily inspiration, and it's very easy. Kindness eases change, love quiets fear, and that's Octavia Butler. I like that one. How about you? In the end, thank you so much, Kathy Rogers, and I forgot a few, but Sherilyn Johnson, I think I saw, and Rosalind Famous, appreciate you all. Don't forget to subscribe to our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve the community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Make it a safe, and a great day, because I know I will. Peace. I'm out.